We're moving on to side mount. You really have to understand side mount. This is kind of the launching pad for a lot of your other game in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And there's a lot of variables. So you'll soon see my arms can be doing different things, my legs can be doing different things, my hips can be doing different things, and my body can be doing different things. Each of these changes the game, changes his options on the bottom, changes my options on top. So it's probably the most complex of the top positions. So now that we've talked about posture on the bottom, let's talk about getting out. Here we are in one of the very common postures. I've got my elbow on his hip, got my elbow across his face. I want to bring this leg, the leg that's closest to him, in between him and I to put him back in the guard. But often he's going to be a bit tight on me. So what I need to do is I'm going to bridge into him slightly, not a huge bridge, just a little bridge, and move my hips away. I'll show this to you from the other angle. I'm going to take my leg and I'm going to bring it across his belt line. Lift up, please. See it here. It's across his belt line. If he does nothing at this point, I can push away and end up in the open guard. But most guys will start to circle here and fight their way past your knee. So I have to do one of a few things here. If he's starting to go that way, I can take his head and I can push it there. That makes it difficult for him to come around. If he does come around, it's a lot of room for me to escape or to create a scramble at least. Another option, when I've got this knee across his belly and he's starting to go this way, is to bring my other foot in and step over his calf. Now, when he circles, so he takes me with him. This gives me the time to square up and put him in the open guard. And another option when we're here, if I can't quite hook here, sometimes I can hook underneath. Again, if he circles to his left and my right, he takes me with him. That gives me the time to square up. So if he starts to circle out on you, push the head, step over the leg, or hook with the instep. Let's just show that from a different angle. We're here. I'm making posture. I bridge into him a bit, I move my hips away, I bring my bottom leg in. Ideally, I just square up to him. If I can't, he starts to circle, I take his head and I push it that way. Drive into me. That should give me enough time to catch up and put him back into guard. The other two options I showed were here and here. I bridge up, I bring my knee in, I either try and hook on top or on bottom. If I hook on bottom and he circles, he takes me with him and I can spin. If I hook over top here, circle please so we can see, he also takes me with him. So those are some pretty high percentage escapes from side mount. So I mentioned the arm underhooking posture. And I said you shouldn't hang out here for too long, but that it is an effective posture, and that's true. From here, your main option is to lift your feet up slightly and then do a giant bridge. And as you do the bridge, you're also going to chuck your arm up. You're doing this motion. That's going to accomplish one or both of the two things. It's either going to move my body down or move his body up. It depends on whether I'm lighter than him, in which case I'll mainly move down, or if he's lighter than me or I'm really strong, he's mainly going to move up. So we're here. I'm turning onto my side. From here, I take that hand and I'm going to grab that single leg. We're here. Now, he'll probably come back and cover my body here. Come back over top. And from here, it's a whole nother battle. But at least you've gotten off your back and onto your knees, and you've got something that you can work with. You can start working your wrestling takedowns. So from another angle, we're here. I've got the underhook, a big bridge, and I turn on my side. I've got the leg, and I drive. The simplest thing you can probably do, come on the side here, capture the far knee, and try and pull his knees together. If he squares up to you, the simplest thing you can probably do, turn a bit more please, is grab his foot, pull it up between his legs, keeping one hand around his leg, reaching and grabbing his foot and pulling it out. One more escape, it's a little bit similar but different, is like this. I come under here, but I don't think that I can bridge. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this hand and I'm going to grab his belt. I'm going to take that hand and also grab his belt. So I've got his belt on both sides. Now instead of bridging heavily into him, I'm going to do a little bridge and I'm going to take my bottom leg and step it out. I'm going here. And now I come up and I'm going to be grabbing his hips. Probably he'll drive into me and I can sit back. In this case, I've sat back to one of my favorite guards, the butterfly guard, but you could just as easily sit back to closed guard as well. The key to this movement is to escape your head. You're going to grab his hip, and you're going to scissor your legs. We're here, I grab his hip with the underhook, and I'm going to scissor my legs, but I need to escape my head underneath his arm. If he keeps on pushing my face with his shoulder, I can't do it. So come here again, please. We're here, I grab his belt, grab my head. I need to tuck my head and escape down this way. From here, I scissor my legs, I walk this leg away, and we're here. I keep a grip on his hips. If he doesn't drive in, I can just come back here. We're neutral. If he does drive in, keep the belt, sit back to your preferred type of guard.